Hello my dear students, very good morning to all of you. Today we are going to start chapter number 2. There is ice cream in my eyes. This is a chapter which covers the story of a detective. Is a detective? Detective is a person who investigates crime or who tries to solve crime. In Hindi, it is known as jasoos. Look at this picture, students, and just imagine if you are a detective and have to solve this robbery scene. What are the clues you have here? Let me help you. The mark of feet may belong to robbers. One of the robber left his slipper in hurry. Secondly, you may guess that the goggles on top of the locker belongs to one of the robber. So it is very interesting to solve cases like this. And our new chapter, There is Ice Cream in My Eyes, also covers the story of a detective named as Captain Smart and two children, Varun and Veena. Let's start reading the story. First I will read, then I will explain you. Captain Smart is a detective. She is a clever detective. Sniffer is her dog. He is a bundle of soft white fur. So the starting two lines of the chapter is telling us about a detective whose name is Captain Smart, and she is used here, which means that Captain Smart is a lady and she is very clever, very smart, and she also have a dog whose name is Sniffer, and Sniffer have white fur on his body. Yesterday, Varun and Veena were standing in front of a tea stall. They saw a white dog. He ran past them. His leash was trailing behind him. Varun stepped on the leash and caught the dog. So these lines tells us that Varun and Veena were standing in front of a tea shop, and while they were standing there, they saw a white dog who ran past them. His leash was trailing. Leash means a chain of dog or a rope of dog or chain or rope which is tied to the neck of pet animals. Trailing means drag along the ground. So while Varun and Veena were standing in front of a tea stall, they saw that a dog ran past them and the chain of dog was dragging along the ground. Suddenly, Varun stepped on the chain of dog and caught the dog. Now students, the chapter is in dialogue form, so I will deliver the dialogues one by one according to the character. Let's begin. Captain Smart: thank you very much. This is my dog Sniffer. I am Captain Smart. I am a detective. Varun: wow, you are the famous Captain Smart. We are Varun and Veena. We are twins. Here Captain Smart is thanking Varun because Varun caught her dog by stepping on the chain of dog, and later she also introduced herself Captain Smart and she is a detective. On hearing which, Varun was very much excited that he was meeting such a famous detective, and then Varun also introduces himself and his sister Veena to Captain Smart, and he also informed Captain Smart that he and his sister Veena are twins. Twins means pair, or in Hindi you can say jurwa. So he tell Captain Smart that he and his sister are twins. Let's move to the next page. Turn the page. Captain Smart: nice. Here's my telephone number. Call me if you need me. Captain Smart said that it is nice to meet you, and she also gave her telephone number to Varun and said to him that he can contact her whenever they needed her help. Next morning, Varun was reading the newspaper. "Veena, Veena," he cried out. "Look at this." They ring up Captain Smart. "Captain," Veena said, "Mr. X is in town. You are going to catch him, aren't you? Can we help you?" "Come to Delhi Bank at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning," she said. "Mr. X will be there." These lines tells us that Varun was reading the newspaper in the morning, and he suddenly calls his sister Veena and show her an article in the newspaper. And after reading that article, Veena called Captain Smart. After calling Captain Smart, Veena said to her that Mr. X is in town, and Mr. X here means that Mr. X is a criminal. So Veena said to Captain Smart, that Mr. X, a criminal, is in town and you are going to catch him, and we want to help you. Can we help you? To which Captain Smart replied that okay, if you want to help me, then come to Delhi Bank tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And she further added that Mr. X will be there in the morning tomorrow. Now let's read the chapter again. Mr. X is at Delhi Bank. He has a big bag. There are tools in the bag. The tools are for breaking open the safe. Miss Z, his assistant, is with him. They are in the bank. Captain Smart spills thick oil near the gate. Then she fires a pistol in the air. So these lines depicts the scene at Delhi Bank next morning, where Captain Smart was all set to catch the criminal Mr. X, and Mr. X was there, and he had a bag with him in which he had various tools to break open the safe or locker of the bank, and with him he also had his assistant Miss Z. And Captain Smart was all set to catch the robber or criminal. So what did she do? She spills thick oil near the gate of the bank. And what happened, children? When we walk on oil, yes, we fall down. So Captain Smart spills oil outside the bank gate, so that whenever the two robbers, Mr. X and his assistant Miss Z, will try to run away from the bank, they will fall down outside the bank gate. And after spilling the oil, Captain Smart fires a pistol in the air. Let's read the chapter again. Mr. X looks around. That's Captain Smart. Let's run. Mr. X and Miss Z are running out of the bank. They don't see the oil near the gate, and they slip and fall flat on the road. Captain Smart: Varun, Veena, this is your chance. Varun and Veena come running. They come very close to Mr. X and Miss Z. Varun throws a big brick of ice cream at Mr. X's face. Veena throws another brick of ice cream at Miss Z. So, as soon as Captain Smart fires in the air, Mr. X, who was inside the bank trying to rob it, looks around on hearing the sound of firing, and he was now aware that Captain Smart is here. So he said to his assistant Miss Z that let's run away, because Captain Smart detective is here, and if we will not run away, she will caught us. After that, both of them tried to run away from the bank, but as soon as they come out of the bank, oil was there on the ground, so slip on that and fall flat on the road. And while they were lying there, Mr. X and Miss Z were lying there outside the bank, Captain Smart called Varun and Veena and told the children that now it's your turn to do something. And Varun and Veena come running, and what did they do? Varun and Veena were having ice cream bricks in their hands, and Varun threw a big brick of ice cream on the face of Mr. X, and Veena does the same. She throws a big brick of ice cream on the face of Miss Z. So students, here the story is going very interesting. Let's read the next lines. Mr. X, run, let's run. Miss Z, how can I run? I can't see. There is ice cream in my eyes. Mr. X, there is ice cream in my eyes too. So when the two children, Varun and Veena, throws the ice cream on the face of the two criminals, still Mr. X wanted to run away. So he said to his assistant, Miss Z, that let's run away. To which Miss Z replied that I cannot run away because I have ice cream in my eyes and I cannot see anything. To which Mr. Z replied that yes, I am also having ice cream in my eyes. This shows us that the two criminals were now totally helpless. Let's read the next page. Captain Smart, Sniffer, charge. Mr. X, oh, a dog is holding my leg. Two policemen appear. They put handcuffs on Mr. X and Miss Z. They take them away in the police van. Captain Smart, well done children, Varun and Veena, and well done Sniffer. So students, what happens next? Captain Smart ordered her dog Sniffer to take the charge of the two criminals, that is Mr. X and Miss Z. And what did Sniffer do? He holds the leg of Mr. X. And finally police appear or come and they put handcuffs on Mr. X and Miss Z. Students, what do you mean by handcuffs? Handcuffs means a pair of lockable metal rings. And in Hindi it means hatkadi. So the police finally caught the two criminals, Mr. X and his assistant Miss Z, and they put handcuffs on the hands of both the criminals. Finally, they took away the two criminals in their van, and at the last of the chapter, Captain Smart appreciated the two children, Varun and Veena, for helping her, and the two children, Varun and Veena, appreciated Sniffer because ultimately it was Sniffer's work to hold the criminal Mr. X. So students, this was all in this chapter. Hope you have understood the chapter and also the title. Why this chapter had a title, There is Ice Cream in My Eyes? Because it was due to the ice cream that the two criminals were caught.